Mm-hmm. Yeah. You got internet over.
Again.
Yeah. And blurry.
Yeah. Of course, not. I think I need that.
The internet now. You see?
Yeah, I don't think it's that.
Yeah. Oh. Hello. Yeah, but wow. Is the internet now? Yeah, it's real. Make him look like an old one. All right, blessings everyone. Good morning. All right. Just share the link with your friends. Let us know where you're coming in from, what part of Trinidad, what part of the world. All right, Carol. Hey, blessings. Good morning, Tracy. All right, blessings. Bagwantin, how are you? Yeah. All right. Yeah. Just let us know what's happening on your side this Monday morning. All right. The first work day of the week. All right. Glad to have you on. Let us know how your week was. Let us know what has been happening. Those of you who went over the live, give us some feedback. What are your takeaway? Right? What are you expecting? There are some programs that we have coming up. We're going to share some of those with you. Those of you who are looking for mentoring, all right, or advice structure in business. There are a lot of things that we are doing. Remember, we have the book also coming up. All right. Yes, Keeshon, just give them a little shout out there.
Good morning, everyone. Hope all is well. Ready to roll. Today's Monday. Today's the first day of the rest of your week. Definitely take some time to take some notes based on what is going to be shared today. I am utmost certain it will empower the entire rest of the week for you. So get prepared. Get prepared for the information. Remember, what goes in comes back out, and it doesn't just come back out, but it comes back out multiplied. That's the principle of sowing and reaping.
Oh, that's it there. That's it there. All right.
So get prepared for the seeds of knowledge, intellectual capital, we call it.
Intellectual capital. Right. We want to also share some books to read. Let us know what books are you reading. Okay, remember this is personal development, personal growth. Mm-hmm. Right now we are just reviewing some of the laws of growth. There's so much laws, and we're going to be dealing with different topics, sharing in depth. In a couple of weeks, we're going to be doing start talk about the book that's going to be coming out, 4 Levels of Human Existence. Yeah, it's a book dealing with finance and dealing with it's from a biblical perspective, also from a secular perspective. So we kind of merged the two together and was able to put together some real principles for your success in the areas of finance, and probably we could click in faith there. Yeah. Amazing concept, amazing revelation, amazing teaching. So that book, we're going to be pushing that book very soon from the platform. All right. So just share the live with someone as we just do some in-house stuff here. All right.
See Nicholas Bagwan reading Secrets of the Millionaire Mindset. Yeah. Reading Millionaire Secret Habits. Woo, Millionaire Secret Habits.
That's good.
Awesome.
Yeah. Just let us know some of the books you are reading, folks. All right. Let us know what books you are reading.
Darcel, what book you reading there? I see Darcel live.
All right. You know, I was doing just listening to Jim Ron, and he was talking about some of the 3 books that his mentor had recommended to him. Mm-hmm. All right, and he began to read those 3 books. One was Think and Grow Rich. The next one was the Bible.
Yes,
the Bible, and Richest Man in Babylon. Richest Man in Babylon.
Yeah.
Right. I know many of you probably heard about that book. is the richest man in Babylon. It's
Powerful.
a powerful concept on the laws goal.
Yeah.
To give you really some principles. Let's let us know what some of the books you're reading. All right, suggestions. Pick some of the other suggestions.
Sir.
She's waiting for some suggestions. All right, so waiting for some suggestions. All right, good. So we're gonna give you some. All right. Live now. All right. Okay, folks, let's jump. All right, remember these videos are up. Okay, so you could go back and you could just review it again, study it. There's a lot of gems, a lot of principles, a lot of laws that we have shared with you. Of course, it's not the whole package, right? So those of you who are desirous to be mentor, looking for mentoring in the area of faith or finance, or just advice, spiritual, not business advice. Okay, so we do all of that. All right, so just check us out. All right, so this morning we want to be talking about the law of expansion. Yeah, the law of expansion. Some years ago, I did a teaching on capacity, and I was only writing a book on that.
Okay.
Yeah, it's really the kind of understanding that's how to get from capacity. So this law, let's stick with this law. And we'll talk a little bit about that. The law of expansion really states that growth always increase your capacity. Okay. Growth always increase your capacity. Okay, because as long as you begin to study, and as long as you begin to focus on the areas of your life that you want to grow, focus intentionally, growth is going to come. Growth is going to come. So what we do basically, some of the laws that we share with you, these are laws that if you begin to apply them to the growth process, you're going to begin to see exceptional results. Okay, it's not going to just come in a day, because remember we talk about that law of consistency. Yeah, it's going to take some time. Just get into it, stick with it. All right, not just starting and stopping. So this law of expansion growth always increase your capacity. All right. So how to increase your thinking capacity? Now, when you talk about capacity really speaks about size. Yeah. Okay, and I think why this is so important, and the capacity in different areas. So you have your thinking capacity, you have your speaking capacity, you have your receiving capacity, you have giving capacity, you have capacities in different areas. Okay, and you only receive to the level or the size of your capacity. Yeah. So let me share what happened. So, and I'm going to say that from a kingdom perspective. Okay, so capacity is so important to those of you, or for us, that whenever God ready to give you something, all right, He always connect you with somebody with a greater capacity.
Yeah. I heard that for sure.
Listen to this, okay? Because it's about, do you have the size or the capacity to handle that which God has in store for you? Mm-hmm. Okay. Now, I want to just share some principles with you on this capacity concept here. So what it does, this is why it comes back, and everything you're going to realize, everything is tied in there. A mentor, having the right people, because small capacity cannot increase small capacity. Yeah. Listen to this again. Small capacity cannot increase small capacity.
Write that down.
Just touch it down there. Okay. Now remember, we said capacity is a different area. So you have a thinking capacity, you have a speaking capacity, you have receiving capacity, you have a money capacity. Yeah. Okay. And you will only receive to the level of your capacity. Okay. And the next point I said, God always connects with somebody with a greater capacity, because you need someone. Yeah. Because small capacity cannot increase small capacity. So He connects you with somebody with a greater capacity than you, to stretch you. Okay? To stretch you, to pull you, and to force you. Because the reality is, most people with small capacity, whether it be thinking, whether it be speaking, whether it be money, whether it's receiving, most people with small capacity are comfortable where they are.
Correct.
Okay, just elaborate on a little bit again. So,
Well,
because a lot of things to share.
Just to add to that, what it tells me is who are you connected with right now that's ushering you into any area of your life that has a larger capacity than you. I remember some of our mentors saying, if you are the smartest person in the room, you need a new room. Ooh. If you are the person in your sphere, in your circle that has the most influence, most knowledgeable, you have the most money, you need to find a new room. So who are the people that you're being mentored by right now closely? And the truth is, most persons don't have somebody like that in many aspects of their life.
Because you need somebody to stretch you.
Correct.
Correct. You need somebody to pull you, because no, one of the points I made just now, most people with low or small capacity are comfortable. All right? Which means they're settled, they're comfortable. So now it's difficult. So if you have everyone around you at your same capacity, let's say for instance 1 to 10, 10 is the highest in terms of capacity. Okay. And everyone around you has a capacity, let me say a money capacity or a thinking capacity of 5. Who is going to pull who?
Correct.
Because everyone is going to be comfortable. So connecting with somebody with a greater thinking capacity than you, a greater money capacity than you, that will pull you and will stretch you and will push you. Because most of the times we are comfortable where we are.
Exactly.
All right. And one of the things I heard this years ago, I can't remember who had made this quote. Your comfort zone is your broke zone.
Definitely. I think it was Les Brown.
Your comfort zone is your broke zone. So when you are connect with somebody with a greater capacity, what happens? They stretch you, they pull you. All right. Even to read, to think, to receive, it does something. Now, the next point I'm going to add to this in terms of capacity. All right. So for instance, if I give you something to do, right, that needs a capacity of 20, okay, and you carry a capacity of 5, most of the times what happens is that the person you're gonna, when you begin to do that, right, what happens is that you literally, when you receive any kind of obstacle, what you do, you're gonna bring that 20 down to your 5. Listen to this. Okay, so for those of you in groups, those of you in teams, those of you leading, you give somebody something to do. Okay, it needs a capacity of a 20 capacity, whether it's be thinking, whether it's be money, whatever. It needs it needs somebody who function on the level of that capacity to fulfill that assignment. Okay, and if you give somebody to fulfill that assignment who carries a capacity of 5, when there's tension, when there's pressure, when there's opposition, okay, when there's accusation, when it's not working, they're going to take that 20 and fit it down to the 5. Because they're going to begin to say to you, it cannot be done. This is too hard. It's not working. I don't think I could do this. Because those are the vocabulary of somebody with a low capacity. Capacity is powerful. Okay, listen to their language, listen to their conversation. So so are you excited about it? Okay, you are excited about the assignment because you already function at a 20 level capacity. So from your perspective, it can happen.
Correct.
But you take something that needs a 20 capacity and you put it into the hands of somebody that carries a 5 capacity. What they do now, they take that 20 because they will and fit it into their 5 capacity. Because most people who has low capacity has what you call a box mindset. And they're comfortable. They're comfortable.
I have seen that. I have seen that.
It's reality. It's reality. I'm telling you. So you're trying now. You're fighting with people around you who has low capacity, and you wonder why the project is not moving, why they're not supported. Because most of the time they are comfortable where they are. All right. And remember, we said your comfort zone is your broke zone. Your comfort zone is your broke zone. So capacity, expanding capacity. And let's, before we move on, he will connect you with somebody with a greater capacity. So those of you who are on live, those of you who are listening to this later, all right, evaluate your connection. We keep saying that. Evaluate the person that you're connected to, the group that you're connected to. Are they challenging you? Are they pushing you? Okay, because you need those kind of individuals in your life, because sometimes you get up in the morning, you don't want to go forward. Right? You get something to do, you're comfortable, you're just not comfortable. But you connect to somebody with a greater capacity. Their thinking is greater. So what they do, they challenge you. They push you. Right? And they push you because you say it cannot be done. They say, come on, let's do this thing. Come on, let's go. All right? And also, they will always give you something, because remember, to do that is greater than you, because it's ready to stretch you. It's ready to challenge you. It's ready to move you from your comfort zone. All right? What are some of the folks that said here this morning? Come on, I'm not comfortable at all, right? Your comfort zone is your broke zone. Come on, don't be comfortable. All right, don't be comfortable. Again, you come back to what let's say. You got to be hungry.
Have to be hungry.
You got to be hungry. You really got to be hungry. You really got to be hungry. All right. So anything you want to touch on capacity in?
Who are you connected with? I mean, I just want to highlight the significance of capacity, because to grow the capacity, as you rightfully said, God is going to place somebody in your life in the area that you need to be stretched. So, I mean, consciously right now, ask yourself, who should I connect to?
Yeah.
Because there are many persons, you're very well aware, you're not connected with someone in the areas that you want to grow in. So before the day ends, ensure you have a conscious, deliberate list of people that you ought to be reaching out to. You ought to be reaching out to people before the day end. You ought to be reaching out to people before the weekend and connecting with them, because you see something in them that you would like to see in yourself at some time, and you need to start growing.
Evaluate your association base.
Evaluate it.
Right? In terms of where you want to go, and see how to connect with those individuals. And let me just drop this here. You may say, well, I want to connect with somebody, but I can't really reach them. Or that person may have a book.
Correct.
Okay. Because and I was sharing this yesterday with that message yesterday. Right. I was sharing that what happens is that what took somebody 2 decades, okay, all right, they compile it in a book. And when you read that book, you will learn something that took somebody 2 decades to learn. And you can learn that in an hour. You can learn it in a day. And sometimes you can even learn it in 20 minutes. All right? Value people who you are connected to, and connect with people who are at a high value, who has that kind of capacity. Because what they're going to share with you, okay, it probably took them 2 decades to learn the mistakes, the trials, the in, the out. And you could sit with that person. Listen to this. You could sit with that person for 30 minutes and learn. What took them 2 decades, you can learn it in 30 minutes. 30 minutes. Right? That is why also the need of having a mentor or a coach in a particular area of your life. So you can avoid pitfalls and mistakes and all that stuff. Yes, you will learn through the process, but there are some critical things that you can avoid. You really don't want to avoid. Okay? You want to avoid losing certain things in the process. So here you now sit with someone who have been through the ins and outs and have had the experience, and you are sitting with them. Come on, 30 minutes, 20 minutes a day, and you learn. That's the kind of connection. But that person now will stretch you. They're going to push you. And most of the time, I'll tell you this, Keeshon, most of the time, sometimes folks are, you as I said before, comfortable. You really don't want to. But when your mentor called you, or the person that you connect to tell you, say, hey, listen, we go in.
Pump in.
Yeah, we pump in. Yeah. We do this, we got this. All right. And sometimes folks, sometimes people look up at the people, sometimes they don't know what to do. But because they're connection. Right? Connection. I'm telling you. Connection breeds. Remember we did that quote, we said, more is caught than taught. Don't forget that. All right, so evaluate that. So let's go into the law of expansion. Now, this capacity has to do with that, because remember I said to you, growth always increase your capacity, right? Because when you begin to grow in whatever area, it alters your perspective. Okay, so you begin to see things different. Why? Because you're getting knowledge, you get in information, you get in a particular area, okay? And that is how people perceive things based on their knowledge base, okay? Understanding the knowledge you sit under or the knowledge you stand under. So when that is increased, it alters your perspective. So you may look at something, you may look at a building and say, I could never get this building. Or you look at a project, I can never do this. But you connect with someone with that kind of capacity, and they began to teach you. You sit on your knowledge increase in that area. 6 months after, you look at that same project. Guess what? You look at the difference. Why? Because the knowledge now that it's possible. So what was impossible becomes possible. Because now your knowledge has been increased. So how you perceive things, how you see things, literally it alters. Some of us, the reason why you're seeing what you're seeing is because your knowledge hasn't been shifted in that area of knowledge.
Correct.
Okay. So although is saying this to me, it can happen and it's coming. Yes, there you could see it. Not until you could see it, you're gonna really enter into it. Literally. Okay. Because you don't get what you want, you get what you picture. So you have to be able to see it. You have to go there before you get there. That's it. You have to go there before you get there in your mind, in that vision. Okay? So growth always increase your capacity. So how to increase your thinking capacity? Let's go on that thing. All right? and the first thing, stop thinking more work and start thinking what works. Hear me again. How to increase your thinking capacity. Right? And I'm saying to you, we are saying to you, stop thinking more work. Low capacity vocabulary. Okay? It's too hard. More work again. Low capacity. And you can evaluate folks around you who have low capacity based on what they do, based on how they do it, based on what they say.
Correct.
Okay? How to increase your thinking capacity? The first thing, stop thinking more work. All right? And start thinking what works. That's it right here. Go ahead. And then.
I'm listening. I'm learning and listening like everybody else here.
All right, Keeshon say in class. In class.
In class, front seat, front row.
All right. Okay. All right. So that's the first thing. Stop thinking more work. Okay. Now remember, the work we're talking about here in personal development, we are talking about working on yourself. Remember we said in one of the sessions, we said most people, you are excited and energetic to work for people. You spend 8 hours, you spend 6 days a week, you work for people, you make other people rich. Laban, Joseph. All right, you're making other people rich. But when it's time for your work, to work on yourself, you find it's difficult. So stop thinking more work and start thinking what works. What is going to work? How are we going to get this done? You know, it was this guy, I think, who was the rocker. I remember he was doing an interview and he was talking about the system that he works. In the early time of his life, he used to work for a company, work for people. Okay. But when he come home, he realized that he put in so much hours for these individuals. He started putting the same hours for himself. Yeah. So if he was putting in 8 hours for somebody else, when he come home, he was putting in at least the same amount of hours for himself. Yeah. Okay. Work on yourself. Work on yourself. Put in the work. So let's share some of the principles with this here. Okay. So ask questions about what works. What is going to work for you? And you know there's a lot, because remember I said to you, these things are training sessions, so we just sharing snippets with you. And if you sit and you ask these questions, you're going to begin to see a lot of things. All right. It says what. All right. Ask some questions about what works. So some of the questions you're going to ask, let me give you about 3 of those questions. What am I required to do? What am I required to do? So you something was placed in your hand. Don't begin to move from the thing is more work. Start thinking what works. What is going to work for me? What I need to do. All right. What am I required to do to get this done? What am I required to do to move from a 5 to a 10? What am I required to do? Okay. You ask these questions. And as you begin to ask these questions, the answer is going to come, which means, because remember, you're working on yourself. then what gives me the greatest return? Ooh, I don't, Keeshon, you have a lot to say about that. What gives me the greatest return? Keeshon, tell us what give you the greatest return?
So far, the greatest return I've ever gotten was life, right? Being alive. So the blessings of God, 1, and then 2, intellectual capital.
Yes. You're not going to lose on that. Yeah. You're not going to lose on that. And let me share this with you. In the interim, you may feel like nothing is happening. Yeah. All right? You may feel like it's not going to happen. All right? But just push that aside. Remember, we talk about the logic. Yeah. All right. The mind is in the state of deliberation. The options, the available options that come into you. All right. Your feelings, you might say, well, because your emotions, you might be emotionally damaged. You're going through something emotionally, and you're not feeling like doing that work today. Yeah. You're not feeling like going to that meeting. You're not feeling like meeting any client. You're not feeling why? Because you're going through something emotionally. And in the deliberation stage, your emotions speak to you. Yeah. And you have to know how to shut that down. Okay, so what gives you the greatest return? And the next question is, what gives me the greatest reward? Return, reward. Those are the questions you want to ask. All right, instead of saying more work, you start to think what works. What works in this particular area? Okay, so remember we are chatting this morning how to increase your thinking capacity. Okay. And also part of that is connecting with people who thinking on a higher level, right? Reading the right set of books. Keeshon, you want to give them some books to read there?
Yeah, definitely. The books I normally suggest are Rich Dad Poor Dad, Fundamental Business of the 21st Century, Think and Grow Rich, Richest Man in Babylon. Those are the 5 books I normally recommend. Right. Yeah. Outside the Bible, so the Bible is foundation.
Right. you don't miss it there.
Yeah, that's it. The reason I didn't mention it in the list is because that's something you should be reading outside of the list anyway. Yeah.
They very say work smarter, not harder.
Yeah, definitely.
Work smarter, not harder. All right. You know, since I get in contact with that, again, I will always say it. Work on yourself. All right, I've seen this thing coming so real with people who I'm trying to succeed in a lot of things that they're trying to, and this is it. So, we talk about working, people work for other people, but sometimes there are people who working for themselves, but they themselves are not developed.
Yeah, correct. I've seen so much of that.
Yeah, I tell you.
Yeah,
because literally. You don't have what it takes to grow what it is you're doing. Yeah, it's a good idea. Yeah, you have a good plan. You have a good business idea. It's and this is why for a lot of folks, that is why your business is not moving.
Exactly.
All right, your business is not moving, not because it's not a good business idea.
Correct.
All right, because you give someone that with a greater capacity, that same business, and you're going to see how that thing will just begin to multiply, and you'll start to get heart problem and all kind of thing. You'll get sick. Because it's the same business you had and say it couldn't work. Yeah. Now you see somebody
else working it.
Okay. Why? Because you didn't have not the capacity, the knowledge to carry, because your business is only going to grow as you grow.
Correct.
It will not grow beyond you. Simple like that. This is why personal development is important, working on yourself.
Yeah.
And the reason why I plug that in, because I said some people work for other people, but there are people who are working for themselves and still not getting the result. Why? Yeah. Because your business is only going to grow at the level of your growth.
Correct.
I'm going to say it again. Your business will only grow to the level of your growth.
And it's sometimes hard for people to accept that, but the reality is your business right now is 100% reflection of who you are.
Ooh. Wow.
Nothing more, nothing less.
Wow.
So when you look at your business, you're already looking at yourself in your face.
Yeah.
So it's literally giving you an entire readout of where you are. Yeah.
All right. So let's give them an extra. Hey, Wendy's on working on yourself. Work on yourself. All right. So the next point is stop thinking, can I, and start thinking, how can I?
Correct. How can I?
How can I? How can I? Stop thinking. All right. Stop thinking that. Can I? Start thinking. How can I?
Yeah.
Okay. How can I get this done? Okay.
Correct.
How can I grow in this area? How can I become more successful? How can my business expand? How can I reach more customers? How can I develop this product so it can be more excellent to go down? How? When you begin to ask the questions, the answers will show up.
I remember Kiyosaki. He says a statement closes the mind, a question opens the mind. So most persons say,
just run that again. Run that again.
A statement will close the mind, but a question will open it.
Wow.
And we're talking capacity here. So many people, they say, I can't afford it. And they allow their mind to just receive that message and do absolutely nothing.
Wow.
But as you rightfully say, if you ask yourself, how can I afford it? Then the mind is expanded to ask questions to get answers. So a statement will close the mind, but a question will expand it. So it's not about where you are, you're making a statement about where you are.
Yeah.
It's about asking a question of how to move from where you are to get to where you want to go.
Woo!
Yeah.
Wow. Folks, I hope that you jotting down this stuff. All right. Remember what you said about Jim Ron? Jim Ron said the reason why I can't afford it because we put some things on a higher shelf for those who can afford it.
Yeah.
All right. So let's go to the next point. All right. So stop thinking, can I, and start thinking, how can I?
Yeah.
The next point I want to drop there for you is stop thinking one door and start thinking many doors.
Many doors. Yeah. Woo. That's the next big one for sure.
One door. Many
these are
doors.
all wealth thinking.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It does. Keeshon, these principles really revolutionize your really whole perspective. Yeah. And if folks really kind of like begin to implement these concepts, you're going to begin to see a lot of results. Consistency. All right. So let me just jump back to 3 points again. All right. So what I give you just now was how to increase your thinking capacity. Of course, there are other ways you can increase your thinking capacity, being in the right environment, all right, reading the right books, exposing yourself, exposure, all right, exposing yourself to the right information, exposing yourself to people of a wealth environment. All those things have an impact, all right, in terms of your capacity. But one of the main things I want to just piggyback on that, okay, don't underestimate, because as I said before, being connected with somebody with a greater capacity to pull you. So sometimes you could have all these principles, but no one is pulling you.
Yeah.
Okay, because most of the times people are, they do. Let me hold it this. They can't encourage themselves.
Yeah.
They're not able to encourage themselves. Somebody. I was telling this. Somebody this. They were saying, they speak to themselves and encourage themselves. All right. I remember here this early in network marketing. All right. Broke self can't encourage broke self. So broke self giving broke self money advice.
Yeah, how does that work?
Listen what I'm saying. Okay. For those of you who just talking to yourself and you find that you're still not moving.
Yeah.
Okay. Broke self counseling broke self about money advice.
Correct.
Okay, so self is broke, but you counsel your own self and you're giving your own self advice. It can't work like that.
It doesn't work like that. I remember a leader in network marketing, one of the best in the world actually. He said most people don't get to the next level because they have been giving themselves advice too long.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. Who are giving you advice? Whoa! Hey! Listen to me. I want you to share his life, man. Share his life. That's what I'm saying. Who giving you advice?
Yeah.
Wow. So don't underestimate who is going to connect with you. All right. Whether in the area of finance, whether in the area of spiritual, whatever area that you're growing in, want to grow in, you connect with somebody who carries a greater capacity than you to pull you, to push you, to stretch you, right? To challenge you. And that also, you know what I did with this? I did this capacity in terms of like when I'm ministering anything with revelation, right? And I said to folks, I said, God is to give you revelation to stretch your mind, your thinking, okay? And I was sharing about levels, okay? And I said to them, doors at levels open from the inside, not on the outside.
I remember we had that conversation.
Right.
That's one of the most powerful things I understood here.
Wow.
After we had the conversation, I started looking around all my experiences and seeing that it was factual.
See,
it was factual. Yeah.
Let me jump in with them. So doors on different levels open from the inside, not on the outside.
Yeah.
This is why some of us are looking at doors and cannot get in.
Yeah.
Okay. So you're knocking on it, you can't get in. So you have to connect with somebody at that level on the inside to open that door, to introduce you to that level. Yeah. Because there are doors on certain levels, it do not open from the outside, it open from the inside.
Doesn't matter how hard they pop.
No. Who are you connected to at that level? Right? So connected with somebody at that level on the inside to open that door, okay, to stretch your capacity. So that you will move from your comfort zone, because remember we said your comfort zone is your broke zone.
Correct.
No. For somebody, their comfort zone is let's say for instance finance. Okay.
Yeah.
So your comfort zone, you're comfortable with 80,000 a month, right? But always remember there's a next level. Yeah. there is another level. Yeah. Okay, and a lot of people sometimes, when they begin to experience things that they never experienced before, they become comfortable and they settle.
Yeah.
So, for instance, you never worked before, you never had a business before, you never experienced having 30,000 come into your account every month. Yeah. So you get this first job, job, all right, and you get that first job, and you're paying you 30,000 a month, and like even now, I'm speaking now, and somebody say, "Wait, there's plenty of money."
Serious.
It's a level, it's levels. Okay? so because the person never experienced that before, Keeshon, right? When they get it, they settle.
Yeah.
Because you never drive like that before, you never eat like that before, you never dress like that before, and you think that is the ideal.
Sure.
Can I burst your bubble? That's not the ideal. That's just your comfort zone.
Bubble burst.
No, serious. That's just your comfort zone. And there are a lot of people are comfortable. And in order to shift from there, you connect with somebody who is in the 200,000 level,
sure,
the 100,000 level, the $1 million level, that will be able to pull you. Yeah. So when you see that now, you realize that wait now, you may settle. Let me give this analogy. I always give this one. So for instance, okay, so all right, a guy pulled up by his friend driving a 2023 Benz, all right, 1.5 mass. When you're driving, all right, with this Benz, all right, if there's a pothole there, the camera only take it up and it adjusts the suspension. So when you're going in, so you're not feeling anything. It's comfort. So this friend came, and when he saw, he's driving. No, I hope nobody have a Tida here. All right. Okay. All right, so let's go. All right, so he's driving a car not on that level. So let me not call nobody car, right? So he's driving a car not on that level. Yeah. Okay, so he pulled up by his friend, and his friend now, he said, "What?" He said, "Get this guy." He said, "Yes." He look at it. All right, now he never had a car before, so that car he had, the Tida or the liquor, right? Yeah. He's excited. He show his friends and everybody's washing it down every day. He's excited. Okay, but when he came by his friend now, he sees this Benz. So the friend said, "Now, take a drive. Yeah, let's go for a drive. Right, so he's driving it now. The friend stop and say, "You come in the driver's seat." You're driving now, and he feel, he's smelling all inside. He said, "Wow!" And he rock back and take it. He said, "Turn back now, come to drop it off." He said, "Wow, this thing nice." You know, when he come out the car to go by his car, he passes his car straight. He passes his car straight. When he's getting up the next morning, listen to me, he's not even going by the car. He's not even washing the car again. He gets up, he's vexed with his car. Yeah. He's complaining. Why? Because he was exposed to another level.
Yeah, his mind expanded.
His mind expanded. So what he thought was the ideal, he really got comfortable at a level. Yeah. And there's some of you're listening this live here. Don't get comfortable to a level that you're at there. Oh, it's always another level. Always. Your comfort zone is your broke zone. Yeah. All right. So what's going to happen now? He's going to connect you with somebody at a greater level to stretch you, to pull you, get connected.
Once your mind expands, you can never go back.
Oh yes. What the folks have said, next level. Yeah, get that next level, man. Next level. Just what I'm saying. All right. So we talk about that. So how to increase your thinking capacity. Let's go to the next one. Stop thinking, I can, and start thinking, how can I? Okay. The next one is how to increase your capacity for action.
Yeah.
How to increase your capacity for action. So we talk about increasing your capacity for thinking, right? And remember, there are other ways, there are a lot of ways that we just picking interest here with you and sharing some snippets with you. Okay, how to increase your capacity for what? For action. Okay, stop doing only those things that you have done and start doing things you could and should do.
Yeah, that's big.
That's the first point there. Okay, how to increase your capacity for action. You stop doing only things that you have done. Because if you keep doing the same thing, you get what?
Same results.
The same results. Okay, you want to get different results? Start doing something different.
Yep.
Start doing something different. Okay, so let me run it to you again. Stop doing only those things you have done and start doing those things you could and should do. What are the other things that you could do and you should do that you're not doing?
Yeah.
Okay, because there are things that you could do, but you're not doing. There are things that you could do, that should do, but you're not doing. So that's the first point. Then stop doing what is expected of you and start doing more than is expected.
That's big.
Go ahead.
That's huge. Yeah. That's a principle of success there.
Yeah.
Always do more than you're paid for. Always do more than you're paid for.
Wow.
As a principle of success.
Wow.
Yeah.
And those of you who have businesses there, I mean, you hear this, and I'm telling you, do more than what you're paid for.
Yeah.
Okay. So that's one of the action. We're talking about action principles for capacity building. Okay. Stop doing what is expected of you. There are people who will do, okay, they see this, that's all I'm doing. Take it over. And then the next point here is stop doing important things occasionally and start doing important things daily.
Habit.
So these are principles here that if you continue to do it, it's embedded in this law that we are teaching on this morning. Yeah. Stop doing important things occasionally. This is important to do occasionally.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah. And start doing important things daily. What are some of the important things, Keeshon, that we could
get a habit? Read it.
All right, reading. All right, what again?
Listening to audios like these.
Yeah. Important things, right?
Yeah.
Structuring your planning your day, all right? Meditation. All right? Envision. Those things are important things you do daily. Exercise. Okay, daily important things. You know, I was listening to this lady and she was saying she had worked for 15 years. She had worked for some of the top millionaires and billionaires in the world.
Okay.
Right? And what she did, she started a podcast and she started to document their daily life.
Okay.
And she was saying that all of these wealthy individuals, millionaires, billionaires, they had the same pattern.
Serious.
Yeah, all of them. All right? They were doing important things, not occasionally, but they were doing important things daily. So they and let me just share just some, right?
Of course.
So they had they get up 4 o'clock early in the morning. Early. That's it. So they never used to sleep late.
Right.
So the day start and they used to go to bed a reasonable hours to gain enough time, right? So they get up 3 or 4 o'clock and the day start. Meditation. All right. Affirmation declaration. Okay. Yeah. Sit down, pray. All of them, I'm telling you that. Then they itemize what they're doing for the day. Okay. Then there's a book they will start. They read. Read. They go in a quiet corner, meditate. All those things. Those are some of the principles she said, and it was a pattern with all of them. All of them. And this guy, a guy who says, "Success leave what? Clues. Success leave clues." Okay. Develop a daily habit. Of doing important things daily. Okay. So when we do the structure for personal growth, so these are some of the things that we put in place for you to do systematically, daily, because now you are changing your habit. Because most people, they get excited and they start, but guess what? The excitement don't last. It don't last at all. All right, that's a whole different ball game there. When you're talking about being excited about they like the guys say they like an idea of being success, but they don't really like success.
Yeah, they don't like the process.
The process of being success.
Yeah.
You like the idea of being success. All right. Somebody write a book there, but Lord. All right. So this is what we share with you folks, and I'm telling you, let's get some feedback from some of the folks there. All right. Okay. All right. Monica, how are you there? Okay. So how to increase your capacity for action? Let me run it to you again. We give you 3 points in this area here. Okay. Begin in this area. Stop doing only things that you have done and start doing things you could and you should do. What are some of the things that you could do? What are some of the things that you should do? Consistency. Stop doing what is expected and start doing more than what is expected. All right? Start doing more. Okay? Start doing more. Do more than what you are paid for.
Correct.
All right. This was one of Bob Proctor principle.
Yeah.
He
came straight out of Think and Grow Rich.
Right. And he was a student of that book.
Yeah. Napoleon Hill said, the man and the woman that gives more in every single interaction for what they are paid will soon be paid for more than what they did.
Woo! Wow. So, and folks, listen to me. We'll have to do self-evaluation here.
Yeah.
Because it's a big shift. Okay, it's a big shift. So some of the things that we share, like some of us, we are not disciplined in these areas. You like the idea, all right? But when the rubber meet the road, that is why that is a whole different.
Let me also just add something, because every time I talk about that, I share the psychological benefit of doing more than they're paid for. So because we're talking capacity, most persons aren't aware that they have a receiving capacity. And there's a psychology behind the receiving capacity. You see, our mind, subconscious and conscious, is always evaluating, are we justified for receiving this amount of money? So let's say you're accustomed receiving $30,000 a month, and for some strange reason somebody was to give you $500,000 this month. Your conscious and subconscious mind is going to start justifying, what should I really receive this? Okay. But if you have created a habit, given more than you're paid for on a subconscious level, you would have put out so much in value that when you receive a gift, you would feel justified on an internal level when people gift you things. Because you have been, as the Bible says, when you lend, you give to God. So you can feel internally justified when you have this consistent habit of giving more than you're paid for, so that when you start receiving more than for what you were paid for, it can be justified in the receiving process. A friend actually came to me, a business person who has success, and she was asking, because she's aware persons will come and they will gift me things. And she was like, are you do you receive it like gracefully? And I told her yes. I said, because in every single interaction, I ensure that I give more than I'm paid for. It justifies the receiving in the future on an internal level.
That's deep. That's really deep. All right, folks. I hope that you're gonna value what we are sharing here. It's going to be on. All right, go back and listen. You said something just now with the poor. That scripture there. He that give to the poor lendeth to God, and God is a man debtor. There's a revelation of that. He that give to the poor lend to God. All right. Let me just drop it here. So if I'm giving to the poor, Keeshon, and I'm lending to God, so then God become the who? The borrower.
Correct, the bank.
Right. So God become the borrower, right? So I'm lending God.
Yes.
He becomes the borrower. So then now, if you borrowing money,
Won't be maths.
You could put, oh my God, the lender will put interest.
Yeah.
The lender put time of payment.
Correct.
And if you don't pay, there will be a penalty.
Yeah. Yeah.
That is a revelation by itself. Some of you think about that. If you give to the poor, you lend to God, and God is no man debtor.
Yeah.
All right. So so let's think about lending God money.
Correct. That is the person I want to lend money.
Well, give to the poor. No, this is for somebody. This is an eye opener for somebody else. This is an eye opener for somebody. I'm telling you. Go back in the scripture. I think it's in Proverbs there. You'll find that scripture and read it over again. All right. He that give to the poor lendeth to God, and God is no man debtor.
Yeah.
All right. We're gonna talk about that when we didn't.
What are you money?
All right. When we talking money here, we're gonna talk. All right. Access and influence. Money give you access. Money influence. Money open doors. Yeah. All right. Okay. So these are some of the points, folks. We give to you. All right. Let's look at the time. We have 5 minutes. Any questions there? All right. Listen. Say powerful. Oh, what question you have there? All right. Let me give them one more. Okay. Expanding your capacity. All right. Expand your capacity. Expand your impact. Expand your capacity. Expand your impact. Okay. So your impact is direct function of your capacity. Let me run that to you again. Your impact is a direct function of your capacity.
Okay.
Because remember, capacity impact.
Yeah.
Okay, because remember, capacity deals with size and largeness and all that stuff. All right. So when somebody has a big capacity, there has an impact in an area, whether it be knowledge, whether it be finance, whether it be your speaking capacity. Okay. And this is why sometimes, and let me just plug this in here. If your speaking capacity is low, remember, you cannot speak small to a big God. You don't speak small to big people.
Yeah.
Listen,
that's huge.
I'm gonna take it. You don't speak small to a big God. And if your speaking capacity is small, you're gonna speak small, and your thinking capacity affects your speaking capacity.
Correct.
It's me. Your capacity to see affects your capacity to think.
Yeah.
And your thinking affects your capacity to speak.
Yeah.
So the minute someone speaks, you could literally know the level of their capacity.
Yeah.
And the reason why small people speak small to big people is because of their capacity.
Yeah.
So you don't speak small to a big God.
Wow.
Big things. All right? So God has big things in store for you.
Yeah.
But when you come to him, you're speaking small things. And and the reason why you're speaking small, because you're thinking small, your thinking capacity is small.
Yeah.
And you're speaking based on your thinking.
Yeah.
And you're thinking based on what it is you see.
Yes. Yeah.
Now, some of those principles, Keeshon, I could show you it in the
Bible. One comes to my mind. The heart stores, and as an overflow, the mouth speaks.
Woo! The heart stores, and as an overflow, the mouth speaks. All right. And for those of you who are familiar with the good book, all right, all right, and familiar with the guy called Joshua, who was under school by Moses. Moses was his mentor. Joshua was the mentee. Right. So when the mentor died in the Bible, in Joshua chapter 1, you have Joshua now is sitting and he's moaning. Why? Because of his responsibility to lead over 2 million Jews to possess their inheritance.
2 million?
Yeah. Awesome responsibility.
Yeah.
But he's sitting. Why? Because he's thinking his master died. But before the master died, the master transferred everything to him. So he is sitting now, looking what to do. Like I said it in one of the sessions, sitting on your potential, looking at your possibility. Sitting on your potential, looking at your possibility. And here God is going to shift him. And we're going to close with this. God shifted. The Bible says God appeared to him and touched him. All right? And he changed. And the Bible said Joshua stood up and God started to speak to him. So the first thing God did is change his posture, his position, so his perspective could change.
I remember you were sharing that with me. So that was really powerful. Yeah.
So as long as he was down, okay, his perspective, he couldn't see it, the possibilities in front of him.
Yeah.
So God said, get up, Joshua, change his position. And the minute his position changed, his perspective changed. And then God began to speak to him now about what he's carrying to lead the people. Yeah. And that's tied into capacity and meditation. We can talk about that now. All right. So folks, give us some stuff. Let us know if these sessions has been what's your takeaway this morning? All right. What's your takeaway? See, Carol is on, Antoinette is on, Monica is on, Wendy is on, Lizanne is on, Nat is on. What's your takeaway? Just text it for me there. It's from Netherlands is on here. Okay. All right. Just let us know, folks, what is your takeaway this morning? What stood out to you? All right. Just put it up in the text there. Powerful. Okay. Wonderful. Brown. Blessings. All right. Just share with us what will you take away. All right. Good. Psychology. yes. This is good psychology. I'm a psychologist, a biblical psychologist. All right. All right. So just share with us. Let us know what's your takeaway on this morning. What stood out for you? Keeshon, anything you want to say before we pull it in?
Definitely evaluate the list of persons that have influence over you in any capacity that you want to grow.
Yeah.
So that I'm stressing on that because I know the most important thing that helps you with information is action.
Yeah.
You know, we can come here and listen every Monday, every Wednesday, every Friday.
Wow.
But this will only actualize in your life when you do something about it. So you need to go out there and do something about the information today. Write a list and start connecting, as Apostle rightfully said. It can be connecting to persons online. Yeah. But again, also connect with persons in the physical form because listen, you don't go to your job online most times, right? So connect with somebody in the flesh.
Right. That's all you should say. All right, the takeaway. Align yourself with a higher being.
Yeah, for sure.
Right.
For sure.
All right. And then we say, all right, what is this? As the heart stores, the mouth overflows. Wonderful.
Yeah.
I'm going to the action with
bucket. Going to the ocean with a bucket and a spoon. Not a spoon.
Yes.
I team member from Tobago there. Okay. Preston, good to see you. I know you're always on.
All right.
Kwasi.
Right. Wonderful.
Hey, Kwasi got more from God. Lend.
Become a lender when you give to the poor. All right. So then God is no man that you're sure to get paid back. No, listen to me. Keeshon, that's a real powerful principle.
Yeah.
You know, I know we chatted and sharing some real gems for you, but it's some real principles. Yeah. Right. Tosha says, surround yourself with persons that wants the same outcome as you. That's right. Even greater outcome than you.
Yeah.
All right. Step out from your comfort, my God. Simon says, step out from your comfort zone and change your perspective. Powerful, wonderful, man. Who is this? Darcel? See what Darcel saying? That's what I'm saying there. Analyze it.
Who actually adding value in my life? Correct.
Small group, low. All right. Do analyzing on people again. Lend to him first. Right. Who's that guy there?
That's Kwasi.
Right. Lend to him first. All right, folks. So you all had to evaluate that and see. Look for the poor. Come on. All right. When you give to the poor, you lend to God, and God is no man debtor. All right. And you sit down now, you begin to, and it's a naturally, and folks will say, Dr. Cummings, how you natural things, spiritual things. If you want to understand spiritual things, look at natural things. Yeah. Okay. So when you go into bank to borrow money, who's the borrower? Who's the lender?
Yeah.
All right. Okay. So you are the borrower. The bank is the lender. What are some of the rules in that? All right. And you apply those same things with now to the principle with God. Because if you give to the poor, you lend to God. Correct. God now becomes the borrower.
Correct.
And he's no man debtor. Yeah. He's going to pay you back. All right. So some of you, all right, you have some stuff there. You have to go look for the poor.
And by the way, you can't help the poor by being one of them. Eh?
Ooh.
So decide to be rich. I just have to throw that in.
That's powerful. That's powerful right there. That's powerful right there. All right. So and then no, somebody may listen to this, and let me just correct this here. They might say, okay, if you're giving to the poor, you're keeping them in a poverty state.
Yeah.
All right. This is the principle we share here.
Yeah.
Now, what it is we are doing here, we are also sharing principles and laws to help somebody.
Correct.
All right. So you, for instance, the concept is, and we will close with this, right? You say you feed a man a fish and you eat for a day. Hear this. All right. And you teach him to fish. You feed him for life.
Yeah.
All right. So that's two. Give him a fish. All right. Because somebody will listen to this and will say that. And you begin now to teach him how to fish so you can go fishing.
Yeah.
But then the other aspect, here the other aspect. You teach him now how to own the pond.
Correct.
So now he controls the fishing rights. I know you here teach him, give him a fish, feed him for a day, teach him to fish, feed him for life.
Yeah.
And that's good. But there's another level. Remember I said there's always another level.
Always the next level.
All right. What about owning the pond?
Correct.
What about owning the company? What about owning the business? What about owning stuff?
Yeah.
All right. So now you control the fishing rights.
Yeah.
So if you want to get up in the morning, you fish.
Yeah.
If you want to get up late in the night, you fish. If you want to fish with a top on, naked, you can fish. You control the rights. The fishing rights.
Like all that song.
You control the fishing rights. Okay? Teach a man to fish, you feed him for day. Teach him to fish, you feed him for life.
Yeah.
But then there's another level. You teach him how to own the pond.
Correct.
And I say this because I believe that we are at a level now where we begin to own things.
Correct.
All right.
Definitely.
And in order to do that, you have to work on yourself. All right, to get you to that level. All right. So, any takeaway before you go?
I think that's the takeaway.
All right. Wonderful.
Passy ruling.
All right. So blessings, everyone. All right. See you. We have some things coming up. Continue. When you come up, please share the live with your friends. Go back on during the day.
Bring on all their team members.
Yes. I'm telling you, folks, it's really, really stuff. All right. Share it. We're gonna be back here on Wednesday, same place, same time.
Wake them up.
Get into
My
this
capacity
stuff.
to wake up expanded since I'm connected with Pastor every day, every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. I'm waking up 4:45.
We're gonna talk about that story sometime. The time I just reach here.
Yeah, correct.
But it's not so much that we could be talking all the time. And you know, Keeshon, sometimes, and that is important. Sometimes you have to do things that you don't want to do.
Yeah, I agree.
Right?
I agree.
And because I was telling them that in the message yesterday, how I don't like to lose. All right. So sometimes you have to do things that you don't like to do to win.
Yeah, correct.
All right.
Correct.
I don't like to get up 3 o'clock in the morning. All right.
I didn't know that.
No, you don't like it. You want to sleep. Everybody want to sleep. You understand? All right. But guess what? You get up. Okay? Because you don't want to lose. And this is part of the things that you have to do intentionally.
Correct.
And the things that you do intentionally has nothing to do if you like it or not.
Correct.
When it comes to personal development. All right? So folks, stay blessed. Love you. All right, look out for what we have coming up. We have workshops coming up, seminars coming up, all right? And we have the book, 4 Levels of Human Existence. See you. Take care.
That's awesome.